What's going on, folks? Hello to you all. Whoops. Rough start. Oh, breathe deep. Oh, big stretch. Big stretch. Oh, boy, I need a haircut. Look at that. Look at that. Silver fox. Yes. Oh, my gosh. I feel good. I feel great. I hope you're all doing okay. Let's go over the vitals of this thing. It is Monday, May 24th. 2021. This show comes to you each and every weekday morning right here from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. The Eric Zane Show podcast begins now.
Hey, this is Patriot Nick, and you're listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast, where if you don't like what the host says, he'll threaten to fight you in the streets.
Hey, I'm a girl.
Oh, wait, that's not the right clip.
Guess I have to fight you in the street now.
Oh, there you go. Now here's your host.
I'll fight you in the street.
Eric Zane.
I don't care where it is. I will fight you in the street. All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate that, Nick. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast. This is a daily. I got a stupid grin on my face because something fun is about to happen. Oh, my God. This is a daily show where I talk about news, nonsense, and my personal adventures Monday through Friday right here. It happens live at about this same time, 8 a.m. Eastern. You can check it out live as it happens. Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. That's ERVINES. Wait a minute. ERVI. Yeah. NES. Irvine. For a second there, I thought, have I been spelling that wrong for like years now? Huh? Irvines.com. A Twitter. My problem is it's like I'm stoned. Twitter Periscope video brought to you by Blue Frost IT at Eric Zane Show on Twitter. You can enjoy it. You can enjoy it on YouTube as well. Eric Zane Show on YouTube, where I got yet another YouTube ticket the other day. I don't know why they even bother. I mean, why is that? If all they do is send me, hey, yeah, you've got another copyright issue. You're not in trouble. We're just letting you know. I'm like, well, what's the point? Why, if you're not going to do it, I think what that means is I can't monetize it. And it's like, whatever. I'm not making any money on that anyway, so I don't care. And that stems from when I bust out the karaoke tracks and sing my ass off, which I have not yet found a song when I sing karaoke on Patreon. I haven't really sung it too much on the regular daily free podcast. I usually sing on Patreon. And everybody loves it. They just think it's great, especially Kenny. And so I haven't really found a song that I can do yet. There have been a couple like bars or verses or something like that I think I'm able to pull it off. But really, they're all massively out of tune, and it sounds tone deaf, and it's embarrassing. But I may have found a song to sing. So at some point, I'll have to bust that out. You never know when that's going to happen. It's just stupid. Okay. So there's that too. Instagram, Eric Zane Show on Instagram. Brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. If you ever need to reach out to me, do so on the Shoreliners Striping inbox, Eric at ericzaneshow.com for any thoughts, concerns that you may have. Shoreliners Striping, stripe the parking lot. That's key. Shorelinerstriping.com. Thank you so much for being part of the show, my pals over at Shoreliners. Okay. Oh, man. My brain is kind of going in like 10 directions right now with things to talk about. And I've got audio that I just cannot wait to share with you today. And I'll get to that in a second from the my color commentary effort as part of the West Michigan Ironmen football game, arena football. In fact, let me just get after that now. Just so you know, I really, this might be the most enjoyable thing that I do. And the very first time I worked for the arena football team was right at the start of the lockdown, over a year ago, March of last year. Did a football game. Days later, they shut everything down. So that was it. I did one football game inside of Mercy Health Arena for the West Michigan Ironmen. And I was just like the PA announcer. But the folks over at the football team this year, they said, hey, we want to have you as part of the play-by-play team, the broadcast team. Now, this I've indicated before, this is not the NFL on Fox, okay? We got a few cameras. You got a lot of people that are just getting their start in the business technically in terms of like camera operation and switching and things like that. But it is up and running, and there are people that watch this, believe it or not. There are fans of indoor football that watch it, fans of the Ironmen, family members of the players, things like that. So the team does their best to put out a product. And all right, so great. They asked me to be the color commentator for the games. And the idea is that I get in there, and the play-by-play guy, a dude named Trevor, Trevor something Polish. Tolidson, I believe is how you say his name. Or Toldzitsky, or I don't know. He calls himself the dude. Trevor the dude Toldsky Polish. Toldsky Polish. I have no idea. He's a play-by-play guy. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was a great drive by the Ironmen. But I have been given the green light to basically just be me. And so I have a straight man doing the play-by-play and me basically acting like an asshole and saying whatever the hell I want. And this is now the second time I've ever done this, just this past game. And there's only like one more home game, and I actually can't make that one. And I'm upset that I can't. I'm like, because it is just so much fun to sit there and talk shit about everything onto a football broadcast. So in this most recent game, which I did publicize, I go, hey, watch me or listen to me do color commentary here. It's just a target-rich environment for doing shit that I love to do. If any of you, I took inspiration, if any of you remember a TV show called Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, which it's an old school Japanese game show where people have like fall off of a platform into the water. It's kind of like that TV show that you see from time to time called Wipeout here in the U.S. They did this back in the 80s. It was called Takeshi's Castle. And some company took the action and dubbed in their own voices, and they put all these sexual innuendos. Kenny Blankenship and that was the name of the characters who are the announcers, and I forget the Vic Romano and Kenny Blankenship. And so they said, "Oh yeah, she got hit ball. She just got teabagged or something like that." And they're doing this stupid announcing. I kind of pulled a little bit out of that in order to do this, except I'm trying to also, it's not that extreme, but I'm being real, but it's just very loosey-goosey and stupid. And my God, as each minute of the game passes, I'm testing the waters of what more that I can say, and I haven't quite gotten to as far as I want to yet. Of how I want to do this. So my approach is I'm going to see how far I can go before someone says, all right, pull it back a little bit. So in this telecast or broadcast of the game on the live stream, there's example after example of me being an idiot in this game. And there's so much material from just this last game. And I basically was short on time, of course, getting ready for this show. I was only able to grab a few clips. But what I think I can do is I can there's so much material that for several days I'll be able to go back and say, all right, this was earlier in the game. So, but I was able to get a few clips of this. But before I play the clips from the game of me doing color commentary for the West Michigan Ironmen, let me just say I had a big crew there. The Ironmen are so good to me. And first of all, let me just say this: the football team kicks everybody's ass. They're really kind of finding their way as a team and where they want to be. All right. And what they do is they're in this league and they're much better than every team in the league. So they beat the shit out of everybody. And this most recent game was the first game that anybody scored on them. They had been it's like 66-0, 84-0. I mean, just these smashings. And this team from Pennsylvania actually had the lead on them for a period of time, and then finally the boys got it together and started kicking their ass, and they ended up beating the shit out of them. And let me just say, we had a big crew of people there. I know Throat/Dale with his amazing blended family brought like 10 kids with them. And so it's Dale and Sarah, and they're sitting there probably looking at each other, getting ready to, hey, let's go find a place to have sex, because that's what these two do. Dale and Sarah are like two crazy sexual deviants, and they just can't get enough of each other. And they're constantly porking in public places. It's just horrible. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you animals? So these two are sitting there probably looking at each other with a wayward eye, and Dale's probably holding her up like a bowling ball. And it's just, oh, God, stop. Just stop having sex everywhere you go. So there's that going on. I had John from Horizon Hydroponics and his lovely better half, Bridget, there, and their kids. So that was, and then John left his freaking phone at the arena, and he calls me, hey, I can't get my phone. I go, what the fuck you want me to do about it? I don't know. So and then I reached out to the folks of the arena. They ended up finding the phone. So John had to drive all the way back, and probably slowed him down from the day's adventure of getting stoned. But all right, yeah, finally got back there. And then who else did we have? We had the Schaefers there as well. They I told you I had a ton of tickets, so they had 8 people there. The Schaefers, so they got these huge Josh Brown and Mendy and their kids were there, and you got the kids are just you ever like when you were a kid. Your parents take you somewhere and then you just play your ass off. I mean, the kids look like they just ran a marathon. After the game, I go walking over, I see them, and the kids are all sweaty. They're like, let's go home and go to bed. They like burned so much energy. They were dancing on the camera, having a good time, doing doing Fortnite dances. It was just incredible. And then these players are just crushing each other. So the beer was cold. The beer was cheap. I think it might not be cheap, but man, it was great. And, I love the vibe. It was just sweet, man. I just really, really enjoyed it. So thanks to everybody who came out. And because the Ironmen, they gave me, for every game, they give me like 13, 14 tickets for that one little Zane zone up there. And then they also gave me an additional 35 tickets. Uh-oh. Hold on. Diana has just reached out in the comments. Hello, nurse. I need help getting my underwear on. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, I see that. Poor thing. Okay, you guys hang on there. I got to take care of this action. Hold on. All right, I'll be right back. phone. Do not disturb. Turn off do not disturb. Idiot. Okay. Takes a village. Had to pull up her underwear and her pants. And then she goes, I need my deodorant on. Now, she can't lift her arm to get the deodorant on. So I put it on the one side. And this is like a secret, strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. The other arm, you can't lift the arm to get access to her under. So I have to take my fingers and scrape it on the deodorant and get a big wad of deodorant and then rub it under her arm. I'm going, and then and now my fingers smell like deodorant. No, I didn't wash my hands. I got to get back here and do the show. Shut up. This story about Whitmer caught eating dinner. See this deal? Stupid dumbass. If you're going to be the governor, to be the top dog screw for the world when it comes to COVID, you cannot. I know we're nearing. There's light at the end of the tunnel for the pandemic, but everybody's going to have their eye on you. You cannot be this aggressive about everything for as long as you have, and then get even one toe out of line that makes you look like you are breaking your own rule. That is a bad thing to do. It's a bad look. You can't do that. They found her somebody because if you go into a public place, you're the governor. Just fucking have a meal at home. Why would you do this? Why would you go out to a public place and then slide the tables close together, you asshole? Yesterday, I went with friends to a local restaurant, Whitmer said in a statement obtained by some newspaper, the Detroit Free Press. As more people arrived, this is at the Land Shark Bar and Grill. As more people arrived, the tables were pushed together. Because we were all vaccinated, we didn't stop to think about it. In retrospect, I should have thought about it. I am human. I made a mistake, and I apologize. All right. So now, everybody is like, oh, yeah, look at that. She's a scumbag. She's the worst person on the planet. And yeah, there you go. Josh is like, her and her family think they're above the law. No, you asshole. She just said didn't think about it. She made a mistake and she apologized. How many times have we done that? We have all done this. We have all fucked up and said, sorry, no big deal. But you dicks get so bent out of shape about this. You're like, oh, that shows she is a Nazi and she should die. And then, Nick, if you're going to be an authoritarian politician, you better realize you aren't above your own authority. No, I don't think. I think she just fucked up. I think she's just an idiot. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to say. Who gives a shit? It happened. So what? You pick up the pieces, you say you're sorry, you move on. Isn't that the way it works? Is that what what do you want? What do you want at this point? What are you looking to get out of the deal? Just be able to take your finger and stick it in her eye. All right, go ahead, stick it in her eye. Okay, now what? Jesus. She's just a hypocrite. Do as I say, not as I do. Give me a break, bitch. Andrea, you're such a fucking asshole. Chris calls her an idiot. Yes, this is an idiot thing to do. There's no question. But, my God, you guys act like it's the end of the fucking world. Okay? Jesus. All right. That isn't what this is about. I'm still talking about the football team because, my God, was that awesome. Oops. All right. Hold on a second. I got to get back on track here. At the game, let me just describe this to you. It's me. To my left is Trevor Polish and this other dude who I don't know his name. Now, all I can figure out about, I don't know his name, and I think he does something with the social media. I don't know anything. I've seen him there, and let me just say, you ever interact with someone And then 1 second after you meet them, you get the impression that they're just, I don't know, they just don't have a way with dealing with when things, like on a professional level. Like, for example, during the broadcast on Saturday, we started, I have no sound in my headphones. I need that. And so I wait, and I'm trying to, now I got to be able to hear Trevor next to me. And so the headphones on, it's restricting my hearing. So even if whatever he's saying, I can barely hear it because it's not coming through my headphones. So I just pull one ear off, and then I'm able to interact with him. Okay. So I'm thinking, all right, we're doing the game. I can't really stop and go, hey, guess what, guys? My headphones don't work. You know, it's kind of like, and you don't have commercial breaks, really. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? So time passes, and then after a period of time, 10, 15 minutes, I have no headphones still. I read a note, and I slide it to someone. My headphones don't work. They start doing troubleshooting. Eventually, they get it. Well, my point is on this, that you don't freak out. You just kind of get through it, and show must go on, even if it is, whatever, a Twitch stream or a Facebook stream of an indoor arena football game, and a very, very small time effort. But this dude next to Trevor is like way not able to solve any problems without getting enraged. So there might have been some confusion at some point, and Trevor's giving him like a nonverbal as to what he should do, and this guy is giving him this really aggressive like hand gestures. He's kind of like a younger version, a cleaner version of the NFK. So he's like, he's like making all these gestures, and you can tell he's very irritated about. And I don't know what the problem. I don't know what Trevor is having an issue with. I'm trying not to pay attention, and I'm almost like intimidated by this guy, and I want to scream at him to get him to shut the fuck up or stop carrying on like an asshole, so that we can continue on without having this distraction. But something's going on, so something is happening between these two. I don't know what. And now during the game, we will stop doing when there's like a timeout on the field, and then the Effie, the Foundry Bull, that's the mascot, comes out and he's shooting T-shirts into the crowd or whatever. I have to like, hey, fans, who wants a T-shirt? Brought to you by Sport Clips. Make some noise if you want. That's in the arena only, okay? And so there's kind of similar to like the Griffins, like I've talked about before. There's a little switch that needs to be triggered, and then my mic goes from not only being on the stream, the live stream, but is heard throughout the building. So there are times on the stream when you'll hear me like start talking like that. So, okay. But for some reason it's not working quite the way they want it to. And this happens time and again throughout the contest. And then I go and I use a restroom, and then I come back later at halftime. I come back and there's a second mic in a case, in a little carrying case, zipped shut, right where I sit. And I'm like, well, why is that microphone there? And no one explains anything to me. And I take the mic and I set it next to me, and I don't know what's up. No one's spoken. My point of all this is communication, especially with this gentleman, is shit. Okay? So as the game goes on, it's time for me to do another in arena promo, and I'm speaking into my mic, and there's feedback, and people are like putting their hands over their ears, and it's like way weird. And I see this guy get enraged again. His eyes, roll in the back of his head. He starts spitting out, venom, and his head spins around, and he's, his head explodes, and then he gets up. He walks over where I am. He grabs that microphone like real aggressively and like, just a temper tantrum style. And I'm just standing there watching him, and Trevor's watching him. And then he turns it on and he slams it down right in front of me and walks away. He doesn't say a fucking word. And so I'm like, this is not the way you communicate as an adult. You just say, hey, we're switching things up. Now, if you would have just said, and he loves, maybe he's deaf or something and he can't speak. I have no idea. This guy is such a dick, okay? And you might be like, holy shit, Zane, aren't you worried about pissing him off? I go, no. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And there's a reason why. So I realized, because the team is constantly always saying to me, hey, give us some feedback of how we do things. And so then I reach out to the guy who runs the show over there, and I go, hey, he's actually the head coach of the football team too. And people wear many hats there. And I reach out to him. I go, hey, what the fuck is up with this guy? What does he have a big role with the team? And the guy goes, no, none. I go, oh, good. Well, he's an asshole. And so I'm like talking about this fucking idiot. I go, I don't know what his fucking problem is, but he's just a fucking hyper fool. And so it's like way hilarious, this whole dynamic of this guy. But I didn't let that rain on my parade at all. I mean, I wasn't going to let this guy, spoil the fun. Okay. Trevor and I are just having an absolute ball, and I've got 4 clips for you. If I had more time, I would have gotten all of the clips, and we wouldn't be talking about anything more than just what happened in that game. But I lifted the first 4 as they just kind of rolled in. I was listening to the game for the few minutes I had before this show started. And these are just the first 4. And they got progressively more brave in the things that I would say. Okay. And this first clip just kind of gives you an idea of how ridiculous it is. The other team kicks off. Now, from what I'm understanding, you obviously can't kick it as hard as you can. The scoreboard's low there. You can easily hit the ceiling. In fact, one time a guy hit the scoreboard, and it was hilarious. I don't have that clip now, but I will for another show. This guy kicks the ball, and it spins so weird when he kicks it. And I don't know if he did it on purpose or what. And then it hits the turf, and it goes flying in a crazy direction like you wouldn't believe it. And then I responded to that. Here you go.
Kick is going to go back. It'll bounce high.
What did that hit? A rock? What happened there?
Mike Wynn nearly muffs it. Instead, will fall on it at the 20-yard line.
Did you see that? First of all, when he kicked it, it was spinning like a top, and then it I don't know.
I think it hit the edge of our midfield logo, where it goes from that different material.
That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was like a Quidditch match with Snape telling the ball to do weird things. But there's your Harry Potter reference for the game.
Yeah, I'll take your word for that. I'm not a big Harry Potter guy myself. But...
Okay, if any nerds got that joke, at Eric Zane Show on Twitter.
Okay, so you got Trevor there. Trevor kind of does this when he's doing his announcing. He hasn't yet gotten the chops of an announcer. So he has good knowledge, but hello, everyone. This is Trevor. And he's kind of doing that thing when he's speaking. There's a player on the team named Dakota Smith who is I've been communicating with Dakota. Him and I talk about the games, and he's I guess he was a standout football player locally, and I guess an all-state wrestler, and not a gigantic man. He's about my height, but I think he's like 200 pounds. He's running the ball here, and he gets tackled.
He throws it to his safety valve, Dakota Smith, who's got some blockers. Oh, and he's just tripped up.
By the way, when I pulled these clips, I had to hold the phone up to the mic, and it was pulling in Daisy's audio of her snoring. So if you hear the dog snoring in the background, that's what that is.
Mike Wynn just missed the block and a great tackle from Moses Ulysses. Otherwise, Dakota would have had his second receiving touchdown.
A lot of space. Gets the ball, makes a move, and...
Listen to that. Lots of space. I'm trying to be like, a normal color commentator. I have no idea what I'm even talking about.
Touchdown.
A lot of space. Gets the ball, makes a move, and off he scoots. He just looks. He's the type of player that you have to say he's scooting.
He certainly is. They said he was just one shoestring tackle away from getting back in the end zone.
Violent fall too. I was when they hit him that low, I'm just waiting for a foot to fall off.
Yeah.
Okay. So that gives you an idea of how it's going. This moment here, a lot's happening. The other team had a lot of undersized people on their team. Like you wouldn't believe, like 5 guys were extremely tiny. And that was kind of a thread throughout the game.
Tackle ultimately made by number 47. That's going to be Cordell Cotto.
I think 4 guys tackled him with a combined weight of 150 pounds.
Yeah.
We're talking some little dudes out there, but they plus Dakota, he's no gargantuan either.
No.
But I think he outweighed those guys by like 60 pounds.
It is now working again. We're good. Sorry.
What the heck just happened?
I don't know. Something wasn't working
Some
right.
guy's telling us he's sorry.
It's working now. So I guess whatever the issue was, it's fixed. I didn't know there was an issue.
Thank you for the update, sir.
Okay. Boy, Daisy is so snoring in the background of those clips. Damn it. Note to self, don't do that again. Normally you can't hear during the actual podcast, but when I'm getting the clips, oh God, it's embarrassing. Okay, now this next play, I can tell you that I thought we were going to witness a guy get like an ambulance ride or somebody dying, because when this guy here catches the ball, he then gets flipped around and he lands right on his head, okay? And like right on the top of his head. And then his neck bends in the strangest way. And I was reasonably sure that he had broken his neck. Okay. It looked so terrible. And he amazingly gets up, and that's when the joke started flying. But as it happened, we were like, oh my God. And guy catches the ball. He is okay. I think he was concussed a little bit, but at the time, I was not convinced that he was going to even be alive.
All right. Look at this.
Right, Marcus Smith.
Oh my
goodness. Oh my goodness. He hung on to it. That's a touchdown, but my goodness. I hope he's all right.
Oh boy. How is this guy not dead?
He's up on his feet. My goodness.
Watch this. Watch his head.
Oh my goodness.
That was gross. One more. Zoom in on his head. Oh my gosh. It was hideous. And he caught it. How did that even happen?
Holy smokes. Somebody get that to SportsCenter Top 10. Hashtag SC Top 10.
Yeah.
They don't give any love to indoor football anymore, but that's a top 10 worthy play.
Right, yes. It was we almost saw a decapitation in the game. I cannot believe that his head almost fell off.
You've seen 3 already, haven't you? Decapitations before?
Oh, yeah. Well, in other leagues, yeah. We've had to pick heads up off the turf.
Alex Carter will tie the ball game. 14 apiece, 11 minutes.
I actually have the you can see this. I'm going to throw it up here on the screen share. Hold on a second here. All right. Of that actual play when it happened. It was rough. I was shocked that the guy. Okay, here we're picking it up, as you can see. You know, you got the kids doing the fun little game. Let me bump ahead here. Okay. I don't want to miss it. Johnson Auto Sales. Okay. We're getting to the point where, okay, there's a hometown hero. Congratulations. Thank you. Dakota. That's when you got it. That's when he got hammered. Okay. Some cute girl will get you a mortgage. We're getting close. Okay, I think this is the play. Okay. Watch this. This guy, number 5, right here, is the one who gets hammered. And he lands right about here. Watch this. I'm sorry. Yep. No, I'm sorry. I'm getting it wrong. This guy. Did you see what just happened to this guy? Watch the replay of it. And then watch. He gets up here. I did not expect this guy to get up. Okay. It's this guy right here at the top of the screen. Watch. Catches the ball. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Look at that. One more replay. Top of your screen. Oh, he's like, oh my God, this is terrible. That was a bad career choice. Oh, but yeah, he ended up leaving the game, came back, and he left the game, and then he came back onto the field and was okay. All right. All right. I see right now, as we speak here, that some super sweet lady is enjoying the podcast, who I interacted with yesterday, and I don't want to say who, but one of the people that's watching, I hadn't seen this couple in quite some time, and I interacted with them because of limo work, and I just need to explain to this nice lady that something happened in the limousine that you don't know about, and I am going to talk about it. And just so you know, I don't think that your daughter was responsible for this. Okay. I think she was kind of a witness to it, because what I'm talking about, and I'm already concerned about this story, which I have to tell you. It is as strong of a story on this podcast that I've told. And Dirk, you're not going to make my life any better with those comments. Stop. We're talking about very young kids here. Okay. So please, in fact, delete it if you could. It would make me very, very happy. You're not making this any easier on your pal, Eric, with nasty comments like that, because we're talking about very, very young ladies who are in the limousine with me. And, this may have been the most uncomfortable I've been in, not just like recent memory or in my history of being a chauffeur, but in my life. In my life, this may have been the most uncomfortable. In fact, I'll just say it. It was the most uncomfortable thing, and awkward, terrible thing that has ever existed. And, so typically what happens in the limo stays in the limo. But, and that's not true because I tell these stories all the time, but I did not anticipate that Mom would actually be in the audience right now. Okay. But I have to tell the story. It's an incredible story. Now, like I said, you don't have to worry about your little one, but I think, you just got to watch. And you might want to get Mr. involved in this to hear this, because as parents, you're going to want to know this. You're going to want to, because you want to know what your kids are exposed to. And, yeah, I know you're worried right now, but you gotta wait a minute or two till I can finish this, what I'm currently talking about. But I got distracted because I see you there. Okay. Dirk already is saying, sorry, didn't realize that they were so young. Hey, it's okay. It happens. It happens, you know. Jason says, all right. So we do not, in fact, I'm going to call you right now. I'm going to bring you on. Okay. I'm going to tell, I need you on here. She's like, shut up and tell me already. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to tell you right now, but I'm nervous. This is screwed up. This is really screwed up. Something happened. Oh, hang on a second. I can't switch it on speaker. I'm going to put you on speaker. Oh, hold on. I gotta. All right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, can I say your first name? Well, everybody knows it's you.
I don't care, but you better not embarrass me too bad.
Well, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
I'm gonna kill you.
Okay, let me just Amanda, welcome, and the story goes. Let me just get to it. Oh boy, I got booked to do a birthday party for your sweet little one is turning 13.
Mm-hmm.
And so I show up there, and I realize it's you, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see Amanda and Tom. So I pull up to the place, and all these sweet little 12 and 13-year-olds roll out of the house, and off we go. And the plan is we're going to go get our pictures taken, and you're there. You meet us there, and then we kind of tool around for a little bit, and off we go, having a great time. And then so let me just tell you that as the day started, I did think to myself, boy, I wonder if this is going to happen in my brain, a certain scenario. And it turns out it absolutely did happen exactly as I thought it could. So I know you're like, get to it, but I got to keep the story element going as to how this unfolded. So just be patient with me. I'm so sorry. Okay.
You're killing me.
Yeah, I know it. And I'm going to tell you, but I can't just rush to the ending. So it's going to take it's going to take a couple minutes. So I'll just tell you directly, and then everybody can listen in. Okay. So I'm having a good time driving, and I hear them all and they hook up the phone, and they're all singing harmony and wonderfully to "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus. Okay.
Yes.
Now let me just say that your little one was not in charge of the music. I don't know who was, but it wasn't yours.
Well, that's good, because I'm sure it's going to be a bad story.
Yeah, but it's funny and amazing.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, this is so sweet. And I actually have audio. I recorded them singing "Party in the USA" because it was cute. And so that happened. And I'm not going to play it, but and then so as we kept rolling on, I got the impression that whoever was in charge of the music was testing the waters of the one adult who was with them. And because I remember being a kid, you do that and to see if you get a reaction.
Yes.
So the songs, my ears perked up when I heard, I think a couple of N-words. Okay. So I was like, oh boy, that's a little rough. I don't know if I like that. And then I'm like, well, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to be that guy. I'm just driving. I just want to get my passengers to their destination safely, and that's it. And then I heard a couple references to a ball sack or something like that.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh boy. And then this is over a few minutes, and then they're getting progressively more intense. Okay. And then you know that one song where they started out and the guy says there's some whores in this house? It's called WAP by Cardi B.
oh yes, I'm familiar.
Okay, Amanda, that was the thought I had when they came pouring out of the house. I was like, I wonder if, and then I diminished the thought because there's no way that's going to happen, right? Well, it happened, and I heard that there's some hoes in this house, and I'm like, oh no, it's the big one. And so,
did you roll the window up real quick?
Oh, absolutely, it was terrible. So then I noticed that it was the edited version. Okay,
thank God.
But even the edited version is horrible. Okay, because the only thing that they don't do is they don't include the one nasty word that begins with P. Okay.
Okay.
But
that's good.
But then I hear the music stops, and one of the children says, "This isn't the one we want."
Oh no.
So then they went to the big one. And Amanda, they were all, well, I don't know if they were all, but there were several young voices singing all those terrible things. And can you imagine the mortification? I'm like, oh no, what is happening here?
Oh my God. This is the beauty of TikTok.
Yeah.
I hate it.
You don't, yeah. So, and then I'm like, okay, what do I do? Do I say, and then so I was like going to kind of couch it and not include anybody who is who. And then I see you there and I go, well, she's going to hear this story. She's going to hear this story. So now there's more to this because I don't think every young lady was on board with this. And here's why. Because that was like the nuclear bomb of nasty songs. Okay. And then they stop it, and I hear one of the kids say, "You guys are playing really naughty songs."
That had to be my daughter. Just kidding.
So I'm like, some of the kids were a little bit like, hey, okay, this is too much. They still had that innocence where they weren't, a handful of the kids. Eventually they're probably all going to be like when they're 25 years old, girls at a bachelor party, but they're not quite there yet. So,
No.
oh, thank God. So then I think that was enough, though. Whoever said that, there was like there was almost like a division in the group because of this. And I will say that from that point on, when one of the kids spoke up, they didn't play any more nasty songs.
Thank God.
Yeah, but I was like, I cannot believe this. It was extreme awkward. And I'm like, oh boy, what do I do? So here we sit. And I'm glad you're taking it the way you're taking it. But
well, there's a lot worse things in life. We all know that.
Oh,
however,
my gosh.
That's pretty terrible.
Oh.
I'm glad that no one peed their pants in the limo for you, though.
Yes, because we did talk about that. Sometimes ladies in particular are very, very misbehaved. They were not that misbehaved. And so,
good.
Oh my God. Well, all right.
Well, thank you for corralling them around town. They had a great time.
Yeah. Now, as a mother, is this something that you go, hey, honey, we got to talk about this? Is that something I mean,
I'm sure I'll bring it up politely and gently, but I'm not going to go at her as a punishment. She knows what right and wrong is, and unfortunately can't protect our kids from everything, right? So just
right.
Identifying this maybe wasn't the best choice would be where I'm going to start with this.
Right. Maybe like next. Yeah. Okay. I think that's wise. I think you're doing a good thing right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't worse. I was on the edge of my seat, like, oh no, now people know who I am, and this is my child. What is he going to say?
Yeah, I would have done that to you. I was. It just made me uncomfortable. I mean, it was horrible. It was I couldn't believe it. I was cringing the whole way. I was like, I've got 12 and 13-year-old kids saying terrible things. Oh my God.
I know. I'm sorry they did that to you.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I think if you had to start anywhere, you could say, just you got to understand, you can't talk like that when you're so little and you have a big person.
Absolutely. There will be a talk. Don't you worry about that.
Okay, good. All right. I love you very much.
Eric.
All right.
Love you too. Bye.
Talk to you. Bye. Oh, it was so bad. That freaking song has every single time I have been in the car, that song has emerged when there's a group of ladies together. But I did not really think that it would hit, Whew. It was, and like I said, it was getting progressively worse. And then there was a pause, and the kid, you just hear, they're just chirping away. And then that song starts with that one voice of the guy going, there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. And I'm like, no, oh my God. No, don't do it. Don't do it to me. Stop. And then, I don't know. There, like I said, there was a lot of kids in there. To hear a group of children say, I forget how the opening, something about pull out game week and slide your nose like a credit card. It's like, God, what the fuck? People are gonna think this is like a fucking Jeffrey Epstein party bus, for God's sake. And I'm like leading the charge going, yeah, all right, here we go. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? Holy shit, no, stop it, no. Oh my God, please. Oh. That was rough. And honestly, I had written this story down. And in the back of my I've been predicting the future, because the first thing I predicted was that the song would be played, because I just thought about the scenario and then I diminished it. And then today I'm getting prepared to do this podcast. And, I know Amanda very well. And, well, for the most part, I mean, I've known her for a few years now, her and her sweet husband, Tom. And I'm like, you're streamed out to the world and anybody can hear this. What are the odds that they're going to hear this story? And I'm like, It probably won't happen. And then I look at the comments and I see Amanda waving. I'm like, oh, fuck. But I got to tell this story. I'm committed to telling this story. Oh, all right. I've got a lot more to get to, but I'm just glad that she was there and she took it very well. And I basically just told it how it happened. Holy crap. Okay. Hey, Father's Day is coming up, fast approaching Father's Day. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. I would love to do a cameo for you. Okay. And for your dad, whatever it may be. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Join me on there. Horizon Hydroponics, such great sponsors. Thank you so much to them. HORIZEN hydroponics.com. They're the best if you're going to, for any of your outdoor growing, all the amazing products that they have so that your grow is thorough and complete. Whatever you're growing, tomatoes, corn, I don't care. Flowers, the best cannabis in the world. These guys and girls know their stuff at Horizon Hydroponics. I'm always impressed by when John starts getting all nerd on the chemistry of things at Horizon Hydroponics. These aren't just like potheads sitting around, just trying to sell you something. These guys know their stuff, okay? Now, that isn't something that I do, but a lot of people do, and for the enthusiast who grows their own, this is like a lifestyle. They spend a lot of time, energy, and money making sure that what they're growing produces something effective that they're going to like. HorizonHydroponics.com. You can buy online and save when you spend $250 or more, the shipping is free. And if you use coupon code ZaneShow at checkout, it's going to save you 10%. Excuse me. Hang on. Excuse me. Cornhole America. Father's Day fast approaching. Get Dad a set of cornhole boards. CornholeAmerica.com. Shipping anywhere in the United States, but based right here in nearby Cedar Springs, Michigan. Thank you to CornholeAmerica.com. Put whatever you want onto a set of cornhole boards and bags at CornholeAmerica.com. Get your order in. This started out with just one dude, Jason Duflo, and an idea. Next thing you know, he's hammering away in his own garage, making a few sets of boards for people, makes a little money on the side, starts to increase his output. Now he's got 2 CNC machines cutting out parts all day long. It's actually becoming a struggle for him. He goes, yeah, there's a timber shortage. I go, there is? Yeah, there's a wood shortage. I'm like, I had no idea. How is that? But so he's burning through his materials quicker than he can, or than he should. And so before he can replenish them, because orders are just flying in and flying out. CornholeAmerica.com. Get a set of professionally made cornhole boards from my friends at Cornhole America. I just had the idea that sweet little girl who turned 13 of Amanda's there. One day, this is going to be forever. I will get you the audio to save for when she's 25 years old, and something that you can share with her. It's like, this is what you did to Mr. Eric. Oh my God. I don't think she did it, but she was part of it. So she can look back and laugh on that. This is going to be something you laugh on. Okay. This is whenever you have a story that makes someone cringe like that, it's like in the moment. Yes, maybe have a word, but just know it was a spectacular, hilarious moment that took place with that. Okay. Seeing that Amanda was there, that kind of like I had to get after that story. So it's kind of like made what I was going to talk about a little wonky. So I'm kind of going to be jumping around here. The football game was a success. Okay, I'm done talking about that. All right. Talked about the idiot having a temper tantrum, the ridiculous color commentary work by your old pal Eric. There was a lot that went on at the residence here, though, that went wrong when it comes to these. How I've told you that I have projects that I work on. And let me just get out in front of this, that the toilet is still not repaired. Okay. And I didn't, you're like, Zane, how can you possibly do that? You bought the supplies to fix it. No, I have been going nonstop. I don't get a moment to sit down and rest. I am working all day long, every day. Okay. Limo work, taking care of the queen of the forest. And, not to mention, I did the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast on Friday. There's a lot happening all the time. Okay. So, no, I did not get a chance to repair the toilet. However, I did get a couple of things done, and they didn't go as planned. And here's my problem. I talked about how I've got that weed eater that I had to take it to the place to get it fixed, and because it wouldn't start up. Okay, so I take it there. It cost me like a pretty fair amount of cash to get the thing fixed. I go there. They go, yep, this is what was wrong with it. We got it to run. We started it up. It's running right. It's like it's good as new. And I go, okay, great. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Thank you so much. Pay the people. Get the damn thing. Take it home. Now, on these steel weed eaters, I always forget because I know this sounds stupid, but there's an on-off button. And there's either a circle or a line. And the line means it's ready to run. And I think the reason why they do that is because they don't want to spend the money on writing on or off in different languages when they send it to different parts of the world. So if it's on the line, that means it's ready to go. And then if it's on the circle, the switch, that means you're shutting it off. You're killing it. And for years now, I have never been able to remember which one is which. So I swear to God, I have to go and look up a YouTube video of how to start the Steel FS45 every time. And so I know that's embarrassing, but I do that. And I wanted to watch it to make sure that I'm starting it right, because if you do the wrong thing, it's not going to start. Now, but I know it. I know it. I can recite it, but I still watch it because I'm afraid I'm going to do something wrong. You turn the thing on. You you choke it, okay? And because it's a cold start, you engage the throttle all the way. There's like a little lever, a little thing you click on there so that it's ready to go. And then you push that little bulb thingy, like it says a minimum of 5 times to get the fuel where it needs to be. So it'll start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the gas is mixed. Yes, the gas is mixed. Oil and gas. Remember, I've blown up several of these motors and these devices. And then I pull it, and then I pull it again, and I pull it again. And then after 10 times, my arm is sore. Switch arms, pull it with the other arm. Nothing. It will not start. I'm like, son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? So I don't know. I take the thing, throw it in the back of my truck. I go, well, I'm screwed there. The all of the grass that needs to be, the weed eater on the by the fence and, the edges and stuff like that. It's all like a foot and a half high. The whole lawn is cut with that. It just looks like shit. My house, out of all the houses, there's hundreds of houses in this neighborhood. Mine is the absolute worst. We look like white trash. There's stuff growing everywhere. Oh, I'm like, come on. And I don't know about you, but it really affects me when I see everybody else has manicured their property appropriately. And there's me. And I'm like, God, you just look like an idiot. So I'm like bummed out about that. Okay. Then it had rained. And I noticed that the water is pouring out of the gutter, okay, up by the roof. And I'm like, well, I'm guessing there's a problem. And then I get a little closer, and there's little trees growing out of the gutter. Something has happened. And I have created a habitat because of lack of care on the gutter. It's right below this tree that drops all these stupid things that look like caterpillars, and about this time of year. And so I'm like, what is going on there? So I put the ladder up. This is all last night, by the way. That the gutter thing happened. The edger thing was on Saturday. I put the ladder up there. I climb, and then it's not set right, the ladder. I almost fall. So not kidding. I get up there. The gutter is full of water. And I put my hand in the thing, and just all this rotting mass from the tree is in there. It's like pudding. And it's 1,000,000% blocked. So I'm like, son of a bitch, man, I got to clean this out. This is terrible. Because as I understand it, if that thing's full of water and then water kind of get under the shingles and that destroys the wood there, I'm not acting like I know what I'm talking about. People have told me this. Destroys the wood, and then it can actually pull the gutter off the side of the house. I'm like, what is going on here? I go and I get a bag, and I'm like scooping out all this shit and throwing it in the bag. And then I notice that the water level is not going down. And it occurs to me that there is shit way down in the gutter, like down where it bends down, the downspout. And I'm like, what the hell? So I take my hand and I stick it down there as best I can. I pull up my hand and I cut my thumb because there's all the sharp pieces of aluminum are when they put it in there. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm like, that's going to get infected later on. So then I'm trying to unclog the thing. So I get the hose and I get up there and I stick the hose down there and turn it on. And it does nothing. Just more water just starts overflowing. I'm like, shit. So I'm soaking wet. It's cold. Get down, turn the water off. Then I attach the little nozzle thing that shoots it more intensely. Like when you're washing the car, except it doesn't have any freaking little gasket inside of there. So it's just shooting out everywhere. And it's like getting me even more wet. I don't care. I don't put a gasket inside. I get back up there. I try to shoot it down the hole with a high pressure thing. It does nothing. Okay. What the hell am I going to do? I got to get something that's can bend the like the bends in the aluminum downspout, but I can use it as like a ramrod and smash the clog, And I'm standing there holding the hose in my hand. And I'm like, if only I had something that was bendable, easily bendable, but yet sturdy, and that I could ram down there and would unclog it. And I'm holding on to the hose, going, I wonder what it could be. I wonder what I could just ram down there and would be able to do this job. And I swear, I stood there for 10 minutes. And then I looked at the hose and I go, oh, I'll just jam the hose down there. And I felt like such an asshole because I was holding on to the answer. So I took off the nozzle thingy, went back up there, stuck the end of the hose in, it wasn't on, and just started feeding it down into the thing. And then you hear it starts, all this water goes down the thing, all the shit comes out the bottom, and all this black shit's going in the rocks. I'm like, yes, I did it. I figured it out. Holy shit, I'm awesome. I'm so great. And then that was it, Oh, God. So, all right. That happened. Earlier in the day, we wake up, and I hear, Eric! I gotten up, left the bedroom. Diana calls me. What? She goes, look out the window. And it's happened. This fat fucking squirrel is on the bird feeder, actually upside down. His body is the length of the feeder. His back little paws are hanging on for dear life onto like the cage that's supposed to keep him out. And he is eating so much of what is inside of that feeder. And I kid you not, the red-winged blackbirds are pissed. They're dive bombing him, they're like, get the fuck out of here. This is not for you, you asshole. And he does not give a shit. Okay. He finally leaves and he goes onto like there's like this area that's like concrete and he's laying down like he's exhausted from eating. His little paws, all four, are sticking straight out and his belly is down and his head is down like, this is the greatest day of my life. I love this place. I have hit the jackpot. So now I open the door. He peels off, takes off, comes back later in the day, tries the same damn thing. I'm like, Jesus, the day before, that feeder was full. It is more than halfway gone now. He just had his way with it. What took 2 weeks to get reduced is now 1 day. Oh my God. This is the thing. This is how I've heard so many people talk about this, and they often say on these bird feeders, squirrel proof. It's like they must stop doing that. They are not squirrel proof. There is no such thing as a squirrel proof bird feeder. So now I have to go buy something, I guess, known as a baffle that you can put on the pole that might work, but or you could grease the pole. Oh, come on, like with Vaseline. Randall sent me a video. I'd seen it before of that one nerd engineer guy who made this squirrel. What is it called? A Ninja Warrior course, Squirrel Ninja Warrior course. It was amazing. The guy made another one. He made a second one. Really, really cool. The guy's actually making money off people watching his stupid videos. That's what he does now. He makes squirrel obstacle courses, Ninja Warrior courses. Incredible. So, all right, dealing with that. These are all things that went on over this weekend. What a weekend it was. Jeez. The limo work wasn't done, though, and I've already told you the most intense story, and that was the one with the kids, which I still cannot believe that happened. I came home and I said to Diane, I go, you won't believe it. The kids were singing WAP by Cardi B. She goes, nuh-uh. I go, no, they were. They absolutely were. And I can't play it because to me it's just a little much to play little 12, 13-year-old girls saying terrible things. Plus, I'd get a YouTube ticket or the Facebook would get muted. And I don't have to deal with that. Holy shit. Maybe on the Patreon. We'll see. But Friday, it was interesting because I had two jobs. I had to pick these dudes up to go to a wedding. Okay. So pick these dudes up. Really not a ton going on with this first story on Friday. I had to drop this whole wedding party of all the groomsmen, and they were all very well behaved. The guys are always behaved. The dudes are always behaved. They barely even listen to the music higher than a whisper. They're quiet. It's always the girls in limo work. And apparently that goes all the way down to young girls after this weekend. So I'm driving around, and I notice that, after they left, I have to kind of clean out the limo because I've got another set of customers that I have to pick up. So I'm in there, and there's a bottle of whiskey, a full bottle of whiskey. And I'm like, oh, my God, look at this. These guys left this. So I clean out the limo, and it turns out the dude who left it, he's like, that's a $200 bottle of whiskey. Can I get that back? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. Just you're not going to get it today, though. I'm off to my next ride. So I had to go and drop it off at the back of the garage, and they got it to the guy. Congratulations on your nuptials. Well done. Then afterwards, I picked up a birthday party, and this was another Eric Zane gets recognized as being from the radio show, and I don't know why. I shouldn't be, but for some reason, whenever I don't know, I've described this to you before. Radio people doing what I do. You have to have a certain level of ego. Some are bigger than others. And, that's just kind of the nature of the beast. So I'm a little sheepish for some reason when I interact with people who are like, is Eric Zane? What are you, huh? What do you, I'm like, and I'm always like, yep, this is what I do now. And I try not to say too much. I just kind of try to keep the conversation moving. So I always feel a little weird about that. I used to be on this very, very high profile radio show. That obviously is years ago. No big deal. But I'm just happy to be recognized, though. But it is a little weird at first. So, all right, off we go. Birthday party. We travel actually to the land of Pellerito. We were in Lake Odessa at some really nice restaurant right on the water. And I dropped my party off. And then all of a sudden, some guy gets up from his table and he comes walking over and he's like, oh my God, Zane, how are you? And I'm like, hey, what are you? His name was Jeff. And it's the same thing. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And he's like, but he knew. And he goes, I listened to the podcast. I'm like, oh, thank God. That actually makes me feel great. So I was like, hey, good to see you. Well, thank you. Off he goes. Have a good time. Great tippers. Awesome. Everything was awesome. Everything was great. Sunday, I told you about the young wedding or the young party, the kids singing the song. But just prior to, I should say, just after that, I had to pick up a group, a bride and a groom. They were together, and the whole wedding party, the groomsmen and the bridesmaids, And definitely not where they didn't want to see each other before the wedding. They're all together. They jump in the limousine. I pick them up at a residence in Rockford, Michigan, and we go to the zoo. They're getting married at the zoo. How cool is that? At this local zoo we have, it's called John Ballpark Zoo. It's awesome. It's a great zoo. And I didn't know this, but there's a spot where people have weddings all the time. And the limo company works with them, and they know them very well. And so I find out this back entrance where you go into the zoo. First of all, by the way, this is really rare. The couple were like 20. There wasn't one person in this wedding party who was over 21. Very, very young. I'm like, oh my God, you just don't see that often these days. So pick them up. I'm taking them to the zoo, and there's like a back entrance to the zoo. I drive up. I have to hit a certain code. I get in, and the next thing you know what I'm face to face with? A tiger. This road butts up right to the back of the tiger enclosure, and she's just looking at me. Huge. And there's a fence, obviously, but she's like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? You want to rescue me? I'm just walking around this enclosure. And shit, did I feel bad. Oh, God. I always have to have somebody like a zoo employee explain to me that if it weren't for the zoo, this tiger would not be alive. We rehabilitated the tiger and we provide the tiger with a fertile environment. And I'm like, oh, I always just feel like shit every time I go to the zoo, to see an animal that's caged like that. I'm like, oh God, I just can't handle it. They need to have a sign at everything about what would happen to the tiger if the zoo was not a thing. This tiger would not be alive. Drop these people off. Off I go. That is it. That is the end of the limo day. It was, and then the folks from Affordable are like, "Hey, can you do another run?" I'm like, "I cannot. I just can't. I've got family dinner." The limo industry is coming back to life, and this is huge for my buddy Justin over at Affordable, because his business was decimated, and so because of no work during this pandemic, and coming back to life, roaring back to life. They had 34 runs on Friday. That is quite a number. 34 of them. And it has just been, people are starting to get back after it. Really, really great to see. Okay. Look, if you have a business and you'd like me to talk about you on this show, I can put you in front of thousands of people that enjoy it each and every week. Of course, my live streams on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope video on Twitter gets thousands of minutes viewed every single month. And then, of course, there's the audio podcast that people download at any of your favorite podcasting apps. Excuse me. That's how I put butts in the seats. So if you want to know how it works, just reach out to me, Eric@ericzaneshow.com. I will tell you everything you need to know about this podcast. It's very simple. That doesn't cost you anything other than just say, hey, Zane, tell me about the podcast. I'm thinking about it, but there's no, you don't have to worry. There's no cost for that. It's all free to find out how we make it work. And I take my time with you. You think about it long and hard after I tell you how I can talk about your business on this show. Okay, as we're getting close to the kids getting out of school, they're going to be bored. Book a party at TC Paintball, either for the kids or for the big kids, adults. TCPaintballGR.com. In Grand Rapids, book a party at TC Paintball. You will not be let down. So basically, you walk in there. You pay one fee. You've got 3 hours of time. You get the paint, you get the gun, you get the mask. If you want any other add-ons like extra equipment, something to put over your clothes so your clothes don't get paint all over them, more paint for more fun. Bring your food, whatever. You can get food there. They have everything. Fully stocked pro shop at TC Paintball. And then they host the party, okay? So, it isn't just go out there and you kind of figure out what to do. You've got a team of professionals that are escorting you in how your party is going to take place. You got refs on the field. Oh, my God. Outdoor. All right. It's just so much fun. You got 2 fields. You got the airball field. You're hiding behind the inflatables. And then the village, which is my favorite. It's like a real-life Call of Duty game for the little kids and the big kids. Jelly ball indoors. You can book a jelly ball party. That is no paint, low impact. All the kids have to do is wear the goggles. And all the information is at tcpaintballgr.com. Little League happens on Wednesday. So for the kids who are just learning paintball for the first time, low-impact guns on the paintball, you can get more information about all this at tcpaintballgr.com. Okay, there's 46 states in the United States that the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage can get a mortgage for. If you're in South Carolina, Maine, Hawaii, or Alaska, it's not happening. But for the rest of you, call upon the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Reach out to Mario, 231-332-6505. If you have to, leave a message. Start out by saying, I listen to the Eric Zane Show podcast. I need information about a mortgage. That's all you do. 231-332-6505 for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. And, all mortgage people are not created equal. Most are like, yeah, I want to get the guy who wants a $500,000 house so I can make the most money. Mario will do that, of course. That's easy. But where his expertise really comes into play is for the person who is struggling, okay? And they're sick and tired of paying rent to some slumlord, and but they can't get a mortgage. They got low credit, bad credit, bankruptcy, divorce. Those things happen. That does happen to people. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You have to call upon Mario. That's the guy who knows everything there is to know about getting somebody who has this type of scenario into a mortgage, okay? And then after you pay on that mortgage for a couple of years, your credit score goes up, on-time payments, you get into a better mortgage, lower interest rate, okay? That means you're going to save money. Mario Flores can help you in all those scenarios. 231-332-6505. My pal Mike Ball from MB Distributing. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Jason Schaefer says, tell your buddy if he needs drivers, I know somebody. I have tried to do that. Come on. Josh quotes me and says, the zoo is great. It's awesome. Oh, I feel so bad. Yeah, I did kind of do that. But it's a very good zoo. It's a very, very good zoo. But I get kind of like, oh no, man, let them out, open the cage doors. But I know you can't do that. Come on. Artemis can take care of the squirrel for you. Are you suggesting I kill the squirrel? Come on now. Andrea says kill the squirrel. Yeah, no, I don't want to kill the squirrel. I wouldn't. And Sarah says, use your pistol, you idiot. I don't want anybody killing the squirrel. Andrea would kill it with her bare hands. Stupid hillbilly. Jason says, use a 5-gallon bucket lid under the feeder. Cheaper than a baffle. Okay, you're going to have to send me some specifics on that project because that sounds like I would struggle with that. Aram says you have a squirrel feeder now. Pretty much. Josh wants to eat the squirrel. Kenny, who says it's okay to kill wasps, but not squirrels. Yes, it is. Squirrels don't hurt me. Sent you a text, Dirk says. What's up with that ring in the pic? I don't know what you're talking about. Saw this pic a few minutes ago. Look great in your suit. Can you please explain the little orphan Annie decoder ring? Cripes, look like you won a Super Bowl. Oh, that is, I wear that as a conversation piece and because I like it. That is a Calder Cup championship hockey ring. I got two of them, actually. I can't even skate. I got a 2013 and a 2017 Calder Cup championship hockey ring that the Griffins gave me. I'm very lucky. You didn't know that? I don't know you knew that. I'll go get the ring. Hang on. It comes in its own carrying case. So they give her this ring. It says 2017 Calder Cup champions on it. And then the ring is inside. I don't know if you can see this. I got to get it to focus. Focus. I don't know if it will. Hold on a second. That's the Griffin's emblem on it. It's kind of blurry. I apologize. It says Zane on the side with the Griffin's logo there, and then PA announcer with the Red Wings logo, and that's the Calder Cup next to it. And then underneath there, you can't really make it out, but it's the names of each team and the series. Like they beat Toronto 4-1, or then they beat whoever, and then it's got gemstones all the way around it. I don't think these are diamonds. I would be shocked if these were actual diamonds. I think that they might be gemstones, but not diamonds. Cubic zirconium. Kate says he waves ring aggressively. Focus. Yeah, well, when you wave it aggressively, it will focus. Hold on a second. It's supposed to wave. When you move in front of this camera, it's supposed to focus. But it's not going to do it. Focus. Focus. Yeah. That's the ring. Did you ever think about putting those off? You mean pawning those off to pay your taxes before it was forgiven by our wonderful president? I want to try to get this thing so that you can see it. That's too damn blurry. I'll post a picture later. No, I won't. All right. A couple of things I want to get into. Congrats to our pal Mike Ball from MB Distributing. He ripped off the half Ironman in beautiful Chattanooga, Tennessee. Ironman 70.3, where he gets in the water, Tennessee River, and swims 1.2 miles. And then he pedals, I think 55. Isn't that the distance? 55 miles? 55, 56. And then runs a half marathon, 13.1 miles. And Mike in the 45 to 49 age group, I looked him up because I wanted to see how well he did, and he did very, very well. To work that hard and still rip off a marathon or a half marathon at about 8 minutes and 20 seconds a mile, it's not easy work. That's pretty strong. That's very strong. So he's in shape, and in another 4 weeks, he's going to do another half iron in Grand Rapids. So, okay, the reason why this comes up is because he challenged me to the October 17th Grand Rapids Marathon. And there isn't, I know for sure he says he's going to kick my ass. And now I just saw online that Joe Morin, who is one of the strongest runners I know, say that Mike Ball is going to kick my ass. And let me just say that the one thing that has never happened is Mike Ball has never, ever kicked my ass. Okay? I have made a living beating the shit out of Mike Ball in any type of endurance sports. If there was any race that was going on, odds are about 15 minutes behind would be Mike Ball. Okay, the only time Mike Ball has ever been able to beat me in any event was when I twisted my ankle. And he was actually the guy, it's one of my first interactions with this dumbass, who helped me up when I fell. And I didn't DNF'd that race because of the injury. But make no mistake, Mike Ball is not in the same class as your old pal Eric Zane. Now, truth be told, I'm a little porky right now. And, I kind of eat like a madman. And my training is spotty at best. And Mike is in great shape right now. So right now, as of this minute, there is no chance in hell that if I got out on the road that I would be able to beat him in any way, shape, or form, let alone finish a marathon. I just couldn't do it. Okay? But October 17th is 21 weeks away. My training plan, first of all, let me just tell you this. There isn't a person on the earth who trains harder than me and trains smarter than me. I train smarter. And I'm not going to reveal my what exactly I do, but I know for a fact that there is not a person around who trains like me. Okay? So I am 1,000,000% convinced that I'm going to destroy Mike Ball coming up on the October 17th Grand Rapids Marathon. Now, truth be told, I'm more of a half marathoner, but I'm extending my race just so I can beat the shit out of him. He's an asshole, and I'm going to kill him. So I just wanted to start the trash talk now. We are many, many weeks away from that fall day, and I'm going to want to see you guys there. I know Joe Morin is going to be there. Now, Joe just assumes he's going to kick my ass too, which, he probably will. Joe is an exceptional athlete, but there is no way possible Mike Ball is going to beat me in the Grand Rapids Marathon, because I got the eye of the tiger after I saw the shit talk going on Zaniacs United about your old fat ass pal Eric Zane. By October 17th, I'm probably going to be at around 150 pounds. All right. That means I'll end up losing 25 between now and race day. And you're fucked. You have no chance. Okay? As soon as I put my mind to it, you are so dead. And the fact that you talk shit about me, you and asshole Morin, you two scumbags, holy shit, it's going down. Mike, after I cross the finish line, I'm going to sit there and wait there next to Don Kern, tapping my foot, waiting for your stupid, bald ass to cross the line. You are fucked. No way you are going to beat me. So I am now motivated. Aram says, can you make a training video set to the Chariots of Fire theme song? Not a bad idea. Mike says, almost like a Joe versus Pro situation here. Stevie says, haha, you're running a half in October. No, you didn't listen to me. I'm running a full in October. I'm running the full marathon, 26.2. Okay. So, all right. There you go. That is what's going to happen. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to kicking his ass, and I will keep you updated. Today is the start of it. It's all going down. By the way, thank you very much to my man, Stu McAllister, for hooking me up with this shirt. You can see it now. It says, look at this. Stu came up with this shirt. Bring back Jarts. Missile game. And then underneath it, you can't see it. It says, may cause injury or death. Banned in the USA at Stu McAllister. So if you want one of these shirts, reach out to Stu and he'll get you one of these shirts. Okay? And do you know the story of Jarts? Why it says bring back Jarts? They had to ban them. It was such a great game. Marcy says, did you see about all the ultra runners? Yes, I did see that story. I'm going to get to it in a second. in your backyard, you'd have these a hoop on the ground on one side and a hoop on the ground, like separated by 30 feet. And then you stand there and you throw these jarts. They're giant darts made of metal on the tips. And then they go flying through the air and then they stick in the ground. And, you get 3 points if you're in the hoop. Okay. It was like, it's kind of like the same concept as cornhole, but you throw these weapons. Okay. And, they ended up getting banned because of an incident where some asshole threw one and it goes flying through the air and some little kid is standing there just minding his own business and it hit him on the top of the head and it went through his skull and buried in his brain and it killed him. At least that's the story. Now, I don't know if that's a myth or if it's actually did happen. I think I can just ask that question online. Has anyone actually been killed by jarts? Let's see here. In October 1970, they added labels. In November, Okay. April. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Holy shit. In April 1987, 7-year-old Michelle Snow was killed by a lawn dart or a jart thrown by one of her brother's playmates in the backyard of their home. Wow. The jarts had been purchased as part of a set of several different lawn games were stored in the garage, never having been played before the incident. Snow's father, David, began to advocate for a ban on lawn darts, claiming there was no way to keep children from accessing lawn darts short of a full ban. That's bullshit. I mean, I'm sorry that your kid's dead, but just be a parent, for God's sake. Can't you just put them where they can't reach them? It's not a kid's toy. Do you let kids play with guns? No. Do you make the guns accessible to the children? No. Do that with this, dick. Because of this idiot's lobbying, they introduced an outright ban. In the previous 8 years, 6,100 Americans had visited hospital emergency rooms as a result of lawn dart accidents. Of that total, 81% were 15 or younger. During the week when the commission voted to ban the product, an 11-year-old girl in Tennessee was hit by a lawn dart and fell into a coma. Why don't we ban horseshoes too, The sale of secondhand lawn darts is also illegal under the Hazardous Products Act. Since then, alternatives have surfaced that are available. Yeah, there's some stupid knockoff ones that just don't work as well. Can you imagine if someone's like I'm standing, knowing my luck, I'll be next to the guy who got him banned wearing this shirt. That would be horrible. Fun game though. I mean, come on. Yeah, there's also the knockoff ones that are like weighted and they hit the ground and they stand up. They suck. Now, let's bring back the old school metal ones. The ones that are just flying weapons are just dangerous as a freaking Hamas rocket. Stu should send one of those shirts to that guy. I don't know about that. Mike says, yeah, they were banned in Canada here as well. You're in Canada, Mike? What part of Canada? Are you familiar with the Canadian rock band I Mother Earth? I was just listening to I Mother Earth yesterday. They're from Canada. Tragically Hip have new material out. Did you see that? I was talking to Stu McAllister. After Gord died, they've been able to release some old shit of his. Nobody had heard it. I got to play it on the Insane Asylum. I love Tragically Hip. All right. Where the hell am I? Okay. Speaking of the running thing, London, Ontario. Speaking of the running thing, Our very own Joe Morin is an ultra runner. So people who get the running bug, it's one thing to run a marathon, but anything more than a marathon is an ultra. So there was a time when I was really into endurance sports, obviously, with the whole Ironman thing, and I'm out of that now. I just run now. And so, 20 weeks, going to kick Mike Ball's ass. But back when I was doing endurance sports, like pretty much like a job, I wanted to do one of the Western Slams. And there's several races that make up the Western Slam that are ultras. And I had toyed with the idea of getting into ultra running, but then I pulled the ripcord on it because of various issues with my feet. So I didn't do it. But the idea is, these ultimate endurance events, you run for 100 miles. I think there's one, the Leadville 100 is a very famous one. The Western States is another big one where you get the belt buckle and just some incredible feats of strength by these people. You get people running 100 miles in like 9 hours. Running. In China, this is taken off. It's like a huge tourist thing, and the Chinese know it. So they've really kind of like thrown that out to the community who run ultra marathons, that you got to run up some of our mountains and through the Gobi Desert. My God, you remember that one story that we talked about on WBBL, the guy running through the Gobi Desert, and he encountered the dog, and the dog ran the race with him. And then he lost the dog because the dog befriended him, and then he lost the dog, and then he found the dog. He actually wrote a book about it. He included my name in the book because we're talking about it so much, Ben and I. That's where this is going on. So there's an ultra marathon going on in China where you have to run up a mountain, and the weather turned, and then it got really cold, and everybody dropped dead. True story. In one of the deadliest incidents in Chinese sports history, 21 competitors in a 100-kilometer mountain ultramarathon died after being caught in freezing weather. Among them were some of the best long-distance runners. So they're kind of like headed up the mountain doing their thing. And then the weather changes. All they've got on is a shirt and shorts. And it doesn't take long before it starts like raining in the wind. And I mean, really, really high wind. And then these competitors are like, wait a minute, this is getting bad. I don't know. And then some of them turned around and went back. But others of them kept going. And then they realized that this was a bad place to be in. And they started to shiver and get cold, get hypothermia. And that will kill you, okay? If you do not warm up, once you start to get hypothermed, if you've ever had even a touch of it, it's scary. Your body, you start shivering like crazy, and then your body goes and starts to shut down, and then eventually you're dead. It's a painful, awful death, no doubt. So all these people are just laying there freezing on the side of this mountain, and there is no way to get any emergency personnel to them except if they walk up the mountain. It's that impassable. So this unfolds, and sure enough, the rescue crews finally get up there and save a number of them, but 21 of these endurance athletes croaked. Oh, my God. What a horrible tragedy. 21 people pass away in this terrible incident. And you know what? Maybe this will serve as a centering mindset that a human should not be doing this in the first place, okay? I think it needs to end at marathon. That's bad enough. That's already hard enough. Because if you think about it, people are going to be, eventually they're going to be like taking trips to the moon and running a moon marathon or something like that. It's like, where does it end? People who do this type of shit, you're always trying to one-up yourself, having done this. Okay. And you're constantly looking to, and there's a real sense of satisfaction. That's why we do it. There's a real sense of satisfaction when you complete something like that, because what you do when you are successful at it is you then go around and you judge everyone else. having been on both sides of this. Right now, I am not on the side of that. I'm on the side of eating shit and getting fat. Okay? But I have to turn that around to kick Mike Ball's ass, and I don't want to do that. I would rather just sit here and eat. But I have to kick his ass, so it's going to happen. But let me just explain this to you. Once you start doing those things where you do a half Ironman or an Ironman or a marathon or an ultra, you are then in the mindset of you are better than everyone else. Right now, Mike Ball thinks he's better than all of you because he did the stupid fucking race. Joe Morin thinks he's better than all of you. They go around and they judge people and they call them fat asses and they put their stupid asshole sticker on the back of their car that says, try to keep up, or 26.3. It might as well say, fuck you, you're fat. Okay? That's what they're saying there. That's why they're doing that. And I've been that guy. I walked around after I was able to beat Mike's ass after every race, and I'd look at him and I'm like, you're disgusting, you fat fuck. And I'd drive around, I'd look for people that have stickers like me on the back of my car, and I'm like, yeah, that's right, we're better than the fat ass behind us. We're so great. Well, that's what you do. You sit there and you just think you're awesome, and that's you basically go back instead of working during the day, and you look at your results from the race, and you look at all the people that are younger than you that you kick their ass. You do that type of shit. It's all about how much better you are than them. You can be a total asshole. Okay, let's say you're a guy, cheats on his wife, robs banks, and has killed 15 people. Okay, if you do an Ironman, you don't even worry about that other shit. You just know that you're better than the whole world because you've done this. The best thing that ever happened to me was to get out of being an asshole. As soon as I stopped doing triathlons, I realized I was no longer a cocksucker. And I could then come back to the pack with the normal people and live life. All right? That's what you do. But since Ball thinks he's better than everybody, and we all know that he's just a stupid son of a bitch, I need for 20 weeks to get back to that just to rub his nose in shit like I'm going to do on October 17th. It is an absolute statistical impossibility that his fat ass is going to beat me in that race. Steve Prefontaine said it best when he said, somebody's going to beat me, but they're going to have to bleed to do it. And I can guarantee you Mike Ball is going to bleed because I'm going to knock him down and probably knife him in the kidney during this race. He is so dead. I'm going to humiliate him. I'm going to make him weep. Okay? I'm just glad that I don't have to put stickers on the back of my car anymore and act like I'm better than everybody. So at the end of the day, these ultra marathoners that died in China, they probably deserved it. Because if you're an ultra marathoner, you're probably an asshole. They all are. They just go around judging everybody. Best thing that ever happened to me. Well, best thing ever happened to me was married my beautiful wife, had my kids, and stopped doing endurance sports so that I can actually enjoy life like a normal human being. Hey, honey. Yeah. Hey, I was thinking maybe it's our wedding anniversary. This is how it is in the Mike Ball household. His beautiful, lovely, better half, Nikki. But honey, it's our wedding anniversary. Can we maybe go away to Chicago for a nice getaway? We've got my sister's going to watch the kids. We can go to this hotel and bone and then go out to eat and maybe walk around the city or something like that. No, I can't. Well, why? Well, I got a 3-hour swim on Saturday, followed by a run, and then on Sunday I got a bike 6 hours, followed by an 11-hour run, and that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to deliver Little Debbie snack cakes all week, so no. Eat shit so I can put a sticker on the back of my car. Asshole! The fuck is wrong with you? Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Beating the shit out of his ass. Get a good look Get a good look at this belly. Look at this. Look at this mass. This here is 25 pounds. Okay, there's my scars. 1, 2, 3. I am going to destroy him. I should just do the podcast with my belly hanging out. Look at that. Look at this. Look, I'm ripped. Look at these 2. Look at these rolls. I have 3 massive rolls. Huge. Mitt says, don't run marathons, just play paintball instead. Paintball will keep you in shape. Okay. Yes, you're right. And paintball is more fun than these stupid fucking races. But I cannot sit back and watch his fat ass say what he is saying. I am going to beat the shit out of him, and you're all going to be there. You're not going to have to pay to see this. You just show up at the race near the finish line. I don't know what time the race starts. Probably 7, 8 a.m. I don't know. And, hour and a half later, it won't be an hour. I don't know. Maybe okay, the best marathon I've ever run was a $1:28. Just over an hour and 28 minutes. Okay? And it would take a really, really great effort to be able to pull that off. I'm not going to say, well, there's no way Mike's going to be in that ballpark. Okay? I'm not even sure if he's running about 8 minutes and 20 seconds for a half iron, half marathon. I would say for a full, I wonder what type of times he's capable of running. Let's check it out. Grand Rapids Marathon results. Hey, Siri. Call Mike Ball, mobile on speaker.
Just to confirm, you'd like to call Mike Pellerito. Home.
No.
Who would you like to call?
Mike Ball State.
Just to confirm, you'd like to call Mike Pellerito. Home.
No.
Who would you like to call?
Mike Ball State, you dumb slut.
Just to confirm, you'd like to call Mike Pellerito.
Fuck. No.
Who would you like to call?
Shut up. Hang on here.
What's up, Patty?
Congratulations on your effort.
Thanks.
You're the 45 to 49-year-old age group, yes?
I am.
What was your last Grand Rapids Marathon?
My last Grand Rapids?
Well, I meant, did you run like in 2018?
The full?
Yeah.
No, I think it's been probably 5-6 years ago since I've run the full.
So
there.
Now for our bet, are you running? Is it a full or a half? What are we going to do?
You tell me, man.
Well, let's run the half.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Okay. When was the last time you ran the half?
An open half? I ran the half at Grand Rapids in 18, maybe 18 or 19.
Oh, okay. Up here. All right. Half marathon, 2018. Male.
So it would have been 40 to 44 then.
40 to 44. Let's see. Michael. Is it Michael? Would you enter as Michael?
Yeah, probably would have been Michael.
Why do you do that? Yeah.
For professional.
Mm-hmm. I don't see it. Oh. Michael?
Yep.
See it. You didn't even run.
One of those years, me and Jimmy ran together. I think
what is the fastest you've run this? Probably like 3 hours and a half marathon.
3 hours and a half marathon. I think 1:24 something.
You ran a really? What year? That's incredible. That's really great.
That was some years ago, though.
2 years ago?
No, I said that was some years ago.
Okay. So what are we talking here? I mean, you ripped off about an 820 a mile in Chattanooga for a half iron. So what are you about an 8-minute a mile guy for a half?
I could probably go 7:30, I would guess.
7:30. All right. Well, this is going to be a freaking race then. There's a lot of work for your old pal Eric Zane.
You're damn right this is going to be a race, and you're going to lose.
Okay. All right. Well, I've been talking shit about you all morning long. I'm sick of the fat jokes. You got and Joe Morin's the same way.
Are we on the podcast right now?
Yeah, we're on the podcast. You fucking idiot. What do you think?
I think you're an idiot. That's what I think.
All right. Well, I'm talking shit about you. And you dumbasses are, I mean, seriously, you're gonna get a good harsh lesson about what happens when you fucking kick the hornet's nest.
Okay. Well, you tell your fortunes I said hi, and yeah.
Okay,
hopefully
fine.
Get out and get in a little bit of a run here one of these days.
Okay, yeah, you're at the top of your game right now. You're feeling good. You just had an excellent performance in Chattanooga. Are you back yet?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm working. Cake's got to get sold, man.
Okay, yeah, but you got to sell more of your sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so there's that, and then in 4 weeks you're doing the Grand Rapids triathlon, right?
Correct.
The half?
Doing the half, yes.
All right. Okay.
Hey, remember that time you did it where I came flying by you?
What are you talking about? You have never beaten me in any of these races.
Oh my God.
I do
The
not.
internet doesn't lie, man. You should look that up.
You have never beaten me.
No, you are so full of shit.
I'm going to look it up. This is what I'm going to do.
Look it up.
I can't this second, but I am going to look it up. There's no way you have ever beaten me.
Oh shit. I came flying by you.
But you probably lost on the run then. It's a long race.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to talk to you later.
All
right. Get out of here. Okay. The stage is set. I can't wait for this. I cannot. You guys, you assholes have woken me up. That's it. That is it. I am so pumped. Oh, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to train fat. Okay. Right now, like I said, I'm over 170 pounds. I will be 150 pounds on October 17th. I promise you. So right now, with my unbelievable training regimen, and I'm a much smarter trainer than all of these clowns, I am going to be training fat. And then that strength is going to be built, and then I'm going to be dropping weight. So if, it's going to be like if I am ripping off a certain pace per mile while fat, can you imagine the lightning quickness when I lose these two bowling balls that are around my waist? It's going to be glorious. It's going to be so awesome. Oh, I cannot wait for this. I am so excited. I can't wait to get Don on to talk about the Grand Rapids Marathon on October 17th. We are now doing the half, which is even better. That's why I'm glad I got him to agree to that, because I'm more suited to do the half. I'm not going to lie to you. A full takes a lot of life out of me. Oh, I just can't. It's just terrible. But as long as I'm kicking Mike's ass, I don't care. Oh. Josh says that's bow hunting season. October might have to squeeze a race stop in between hunts. Yeah, absolutely. I know all you guys think that I'm just a fat ass, and I am, but I'm telling you, it's coming. Oh, this is great. He's not even gonna know what hit him. All right. I would love you to check out my t-shirts, ericzaneshow.com. Click on merch. They're all there. I need some new designs, by the way. I just saw the one with the Hams beer shit cannon. Thank you to Jason Schaefer. I can put that one up there. Get that as a t-shirt. A&E Heating and Cooling. Love them so much. aeheatingcooling.net. Thank you for being part of the show. Get the air conditioning tuned up at A&E with A&E Heating and Cooling. 616-516-8579 for my friends at A&E Heating and Cooling. And if you get the air conditioning installed, like if you don't have air conditioning or you need a new setup, he's going to use the Comfort Maker brand of air conditioners, which is the best on the market. Okay. It'll last forever. He's even going to install a Remy Halo device, which will clean the air in your home of any pathogens, viruses, bacteria, dust, dirt, debris, pollen, you name it. The Remy Halo will take care of that for you. So you will have clean air. You'll be breathing that for free, thanks to A&E Heating and Cooling. Oh, man, loving my friends at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. I'll be seeing you very, very soon. The Queen of the Forest, she says, you got to take that thing over to Irvine's. That's ERVINES, Irvines.com. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. They repair all of those things, Asian, domestic, or European models of cars. The only thing that they don't fix are Volkswagen. 616, I should say, 532-6600 for Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. You guys are awesome. Thank you. If you are in West Michigan, bang on their door. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Chris says, Dean, listen to this. You could drop 5 pounds, Eric, by cutting off your nose. Thank you. That's very, very sweet of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Chris says, isn't the Riverbank Run moved to the fall this year? Yeah, but fuck the Riverbank Run. Russ owns the Riverbank Run, and Russ is an asshole, so fuck him. All right. The only thing that counts is the Grand Rapids Marathon. Got a couple emails I want to read to you. First one comes to us from the psychopathic magician, John, otherwise known as the mental health magician. John sent a great email, okay, after my discussion with you on Friday about how Diana started to weep because I was treating her so kindly. What? Yeah, it was an unbelievable conversation. And Dad, Mom's crying. I'm like, oh, she must be sad about something. What's wrong? She says, I just love you so much. You're so nice to me. Because I was taking care of her. So I'm like, oh, this is great. I love this. I've got ultimately a high level of Pooh Bear points because I'm making her happy. This is great. So then I was like, hey, who else has ever made their better half cry because they were so sweet to them? And okay, John, get this. Now this makes perfect sense because John, like a lot of you, is just the most kind, sweet, gentle soul. Okay. The only person who I think is probably not like this is Mike Ball. John writes, over Christmas, my wife was sad because she couldn't visit her family because of the pandemic. Get this. I had set up Zoom interactive games with her friends and her family to help take away some of that anxiety, but it wasn't the same as her being able to visit her home that she grew up in. I got an Oculus Quest, a VR headset, and an app where she can visit her hometown and walk around the hometown. First of all, is that how it works? Because if that's the case, I have got to get one of those. So many tears of joy. That sounds incredible. Is that how it works? You can just go anywhere? The time before that, I had gotten her a massive canvas print of one of our children, along with an artifact recovered from the Titanic. I guess big fan. Can you imagine? She's like crying. She's like, what the fuck is this? Tears of joy and amazement. 10 years ago, I had paid off her $10,000 debt she and her sister had accumulated. I worked every extra shift that I could for a year and saved up all the money and paid it off. This was back when we had very little to no money. I think that's it in my relationship. Well, my God, John, you see, that's awesome. But now you've set yourself up. Okay? You can never stop doing this now because the second you go too long without one of these amazing moments, she's going to think you're having an affair or she's just going to hate you. So you can never stop. And you're going to have to come up with some new ideas. You're going to have to, and that's tough. It's always tough to one up yourself. So you're really going to have to work on that, because if you, after the Oculus thing and you paying off the debt, you do something that, is not nearly as good, she's going to you suck shit. You don't love me anymore. This is fucking terrible. What the fuck am I going to do with this thing? Fuck you. That might be weird. So just be careful out there, John. You're up in the bar in an incredible way, but you might not be able to outdo yourself. So I don't know. Outside of growing a second dick, I don't know what you can do at this point. Good luck. But that all sounds incredible. I'm very happy for you. I got one more email I wanted to read, but I can't remember which one it was. Aha. Now I got it. Chris sent me the clip of Simone Biles and her super crazy jump that she did. Did you guys see this? See if I can get to that. I love the Olympics. I'm a huge fan, and we're getting close to that point when we'll be talking about this a lot. Simone Biles successfully completed something called a Yurchenko double pike in a vault the other night at an event called the U.S. Classic. This is the first lady in the history of the world to do this move in competition. Now, you take one look at Simone Biles, and if anyone is going to pull it off, it's going to be her. She is an absolute wall of muscle. Let me get this ready to go so we can all look at it. Okay, hang on. This is the thing where she goes running down the runway, and then she's already, super fast. She's going at a high rate of speed. And then while that is happening, she then approaches kind of like this little teeny tiny trampoline. And then that gets her even more momentum. She flips over, hits this thing right here, the vault, and then starts doing crazy shit in the air. Okay? This chick right here, she's looking at her. She's like, oh, no, you're going to try the Yurchenko. Now, look at the strength just by taking a look at her. She, even just standing still in this image, she looks like, she's just a very, very powerful person. She's like, all right, here we go. I'm thinking about it. She's like, okay, this is the big one. Now, I'm always afraid. She's like, okay. Now, I'm always afraid that when they do the vault, that when they stick the landing, that the legs are just going to fold in half like a Portuguese man of war. Wasn't there someone who had a Muppety leg break recently? Was that one kid? Was it this event? I think it was this event. But, yeah, so that's just, the human body is just not really cut out for this. So here you go. Watch how quick she gets going. Oh, my God. Watch this. Oh, my gosh. Everybody loses their mind. Let's back that up here. Hold on a second. I can kind of go slow-mo on this deal. We'll pause it quite a bit. She's getting her running start. Look at the speed here. Okay. She's starting the actual vault. That alone, going from a high rate of speed, now she's upside down. She's going to hit this thing right here, and that's going to spring her. Okay, so there's that. Boing, boing, boing. That's good. Hits this. Now think about it. This is incredible that a person can do this. Okay, now she's on the actual thing where he does a flippy. In the air, pulls the legs in, one flip. Two flips. Oh, my God. And then one more, and then sticks the landing. Holy shit. And then so much momentum, she kicks her back a little bit. I don't know if they took a point off of that. And it's like, oh, yay, here's my legs. Look at that. And then just the posture of, hey, I just kicked some ass. I am awesome. I'm stronger than anyone on the planet. Oh, I love that so much. And she's like, by gymnastics standards, she's an old hag, you know? Gymnast, 24 years old, is a little bit old, you know? But this has never before happened. I'm gonna watch it one more time in real speed. She is like incredible, absolutely incredible athlete. I'm looking forward to watching her dominate for the United States in the Olympics coming up in Japan, I believe. She's like, hell yeah, I got this. Look how fast she gets going. First of all, running high on her toes, and then boom. Oh! So cool. Thanks for sending that along. I appreciate that. Chris says she attempts vaults so difficult, other competitors claim it's unfair. Yeah, that sounds like something nowadays. Yeah, you can't work so hard. You can't be great. It's too hard to do that. Richard, referring to how have you made your wife cry, writes, I've never made her cry, but I'm kind enough that she still has sex with me. I believe that, Richard. I believe that you are kind enough to still... you seem like the type. Kate says Simone Biles is a beast. Absolutely. She is a strong, strong lady. Okay. This is another email of the day from my pal BJ, who writes in from time to time concerning people collecting unemployment in the great state of Michigan. They just announced that on May 30, that is the end of you getting a free ride without looking for a job. In the United States, I think you get like $350 a week from the government, and in Michigan, you get an additional $300 on top of that. I think that's it. I think that's what the benefit is. So basically, you get and you didn't have to prove that you were looking for work. Well, finally in Michigan, they said, yeah, you got to now show that you're looking for a job. And people, as soon as you take the incentive to work out, no one's going to go do it. And that's why it's so hard to get people into workplaces like restaurants and things. And BJ writes us, Zane, good afternoon. I hope this email finds you well. I'm listening to show 589. I heard you talking about unemployment and how the government handouts and all of the help wanted signs. This is a real phenomenon, not a bunch of bullshit. Rick at TC Paintball is correct. No one wants to work, and this stuff is never going to end until the government stops with the free handouts. Obviously, some money was important stimulus-wise and some help with unemployment during these times. But we're definitely coming out of it, and until they turn the faucet off on this free fucking money river, no one's going to be able to find anybody to work. I have a business that is out of state, closer to the West Coast, and I have demand in 3 or 4 cities in 2 different states and could employ anywhere from 12 to 20 people within the next week or two. But I can't get any of these lazy fucksticks to show up for work because they're getting free money. Okay, this next sentence. I really hope that Biden pulls his head out of Kamala's cunt, and God, I hate saying that, and turns off the faucet of cash. I know this guy is a fucking idiot, but I can't believe that he can't see the handwriting on the wall. It's incredibly frustrating to say the least. Anyway, stepping down off my soapbox, love the show, especially loved all the shit you gave to Kenny in Tennessee. I didn't give Kenny any shit. What are you talking about? Well, hold on a minute. I'll come back to that. The only thing that could have made it better was if it would have come from your Amanda voice. P.S. Diana still has one good arm. Why does she need help with the remote? I don't know. Signed, BJ. Well, I didn't give Kenny any shit at all. I simply just read what had happened. I didn't indict him in any way. It was everybody in the audience was fed up with them about that whole thing. They thought he was 1,000,000% wrong about the whole Google review thing. But I was hands off. I had nothing to do with that one. All I did was threw it out there and oh shit, I just got some results sent to me. Mike wrote 2014 fucker. Don't look at 15 and 16 though. So apparently I had beaten the shit out of Mike in 2015 and 2016. Looks like at this half Ironman we did, Mike finished in 5:02:34, while your old pal Eric I can't even see it. Finished in 5:15:04. Well, all right. Well, let's see the other. Let's see 15 and 16. I'd love to see those ones. All right. So you got me on one. I'd still like to compare running times. Let's compare running times in the one you beat me on. You probably were faster on the bike. And then I caught you on the... I'll have to look it up. Look, all that shit doesn't matter. All right. So maybe you did beat me at one. All you need to know is that October 17th, you're right. This is like pro wrestling. It's going to go down. It's the battle. It's been a long time since I've been in one of these. There was that time that I raced that fucking bro Bennercrombie in the half mile. That was humiliating to lose to his drunken ass. But this is going to be a redemption race. It's all going down. My God, 20 weeks from right now. October 17th, Mike Ball, who's in great shape. I'm going to catch him. I'm going to rub his fucking nose and shit at the Grand Rapids half marathon. Oh, I'm so happy about this. Eye of the Tiger. Asshole of the day coming up. What have we talked about? You had the temper tantrum by the ridiculous idiot at the Ironman game. You had the asshole squirrel being talked about. My issues with the gutters, the weed eater, not repairing the toilet. These are all things that could emerge for an asshole of the day candidate. Limo work. Guy left his whiskey behind. Birthday party getting recognized. Saw a tiger. Young wedding party. The kids singing terrible songs to me. Those kids, to me, those kids are going to be assholes of the day for singing WAP to me. 12 and 13-year-old girls singing WAP to my face. It has to be that, right? To me, that's a clubhouse favorite. We talked about scumbag Mike Ball. We talked about the ultra marathon where all the Chinese guys died. We had great emails of the day. Probably a whole lot more we talked about, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Throw in your nominations for Asshole of the Day on the live stream. Thank you to Gift of Life Michigan. Thank you to them for being part of the show and having it so that I can engage the audience about how they can fill out their donor cards. I would love it very much if you would do just that. Go to giftoflifemichigan.com. Actually, click on the logo at my website, ericzaneshow.com, and then just it'll take you right to the page about how you can get all the information you need about being an organ donor. Okay? Thank you to my friends at Gift of Life Michigan. I don't know why that is making noise. Okay, who's going to be our asshole of the day? What do we have for nominations? Any seconds? Dean says, asshole of the day. This is what I deal with. This is the level of stupidity I deal with this fucking caveman. He says, asshole of the day. He calls Whitmer a Nazi, which is such a stupid thing to say. A Nazi. You know, she compares her to the man who led the Holocaust. It's such a stupid thing to say. Nazi Whitmer for not wearing masks and putting tables together. Well, she's vaccinated, so no one really cares about the masks thing anymore. And she apologized, so no big deal. I would just say that's a dumb move, but I don't think she's a Nazi, and you're a dumbass. All right? The squirrel, Tony says. How about that? Tandy says, asshole of the day, governor of Michigan. Well, you're just as dumb as Dean. Lies, our governor, Cardi B, for making that horrible song. Whitmer and her let them eat cake attitude. Well, you're stupid too. All right. Josh says, I went to school with Ben Crombie. Yeah, he's an asshole. I never really liked that guy. Dean says, look out, BJ. Now you're going to be blocked by Kenny, too. Boo-hoo. Oh, no. It continues. It continues. The war continues between Kenny and Dean. Kenny's going to respond with, yeah, fuck you and fuck your family. Dean throws out an insult like that, and Kenny always responds with, yeah, well, I hope your fucking kids die. Fuck you. I hate you, you fucking cunt. Kenny goes crazy. Yeah, well, I hope you fucking die. I heard from one of the Zaniacs who said, why is he going so berserk over this? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not involved. I'm just along for the ride. I have nothing to do with it. I'm just watching it all unfold. Josh says, I could punch someone in the face and apologize. I'm still an asshole, though. Big fucking deal. She put the tables together. Someone caught her. I mean, obviously it was an accident because she did it out in public. I mean, who would intentionally do that? I mean, come on. She looks like an asshole. She admitted it. Jeez. And then you stupid clowns act like it's the end of the world. Michigan is a great state because of her effort to keep us safe. And the quicker you dumbasses acknowledge that, you're going to be able to put this behind you. She did a great job. I don't know why you guys have such a hard-on for her. Let's see. Asshole of the day. By the way, Asshole of the Day is brought to you by TC Paintball and JM Synthetics. Thank you to them. Okay, our asshole of the day. We have several. The kids singing Cardi B are the assholes of the day. Okay? Absolutely. The kids singing Cardi B have won this award. The look on my face as I was driving down the road, the mortification, it was absolutely terrible. The worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. Josh says, asshole of the day, Zane for his bad judgment. Shut up. Dirk says, Michigan has a higher death count than Florida, which has been open since last April and has a higher population. Yeah, nice try. Nice try. You're with that whole lump of... You're like the king of all the assholes. You're the top asshole, okay? Asshole of the day for making you feel uncomfortable. Wendy writes, the parents of the little girls that were singing WAP to you. No, you can't throw them under the bus because kids, okay, have a knack for finding this shit out without the knowledge of the parents, okay? So I cannot throw the parents under the bus there. There is no way in hell those parents are like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sing that song. That's a great song. It just doesn't add up. Kids being kids. But my God, I can't believe they had the nerve to do that, though. I think that they were slowly working their way to that song. They said, yeah, we're really going to blow his mind now. Let's play the Cardi B song. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Thanks so much. You guys are the best. And we'll talk to you on the Patreon coming up in, 37 minutes. Till next time, folks. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.